Black women, especially my black women over 40, you know I have been thinking about retirement really, really hard lately. This is like my journey of trying to retire by 55. And the truth is, I didn't really plan for this years ago. I just knew back then that you wait till you're 65 or you're 60, whatever, and that's when you stop. And all of this started from frustration, burnout, and realizing I want more control over my life. When it comes to these jobs, it's never about the job. The job itself is easy. I don't care if it's down to janitorial, to admin, to CEO, to anything in between. It's not the job. The job sometimes is easy. What happens is the people that are either in your ecosystem at your job, higher management, indirect management, and we as people, we don't know how to control our emotions, and then next thing you know, it trickles on to the next person. There's so many people that need therapy or need to just sit back and say, let me get out of this space while I have time so I can let the next generation come in. I am so frustrated. I'm gonna be honest with you. I am so frustrated. And a lot of my frustration wound up trickling down into my health. And that's a no-go. When you start feeling like your health is being sacrificed, you have to do some really, really deep evaluating. And I also realized I don't want to wait to 65. And I know some people, they have to wait to 65. I get it. Sometimes we make some bad financial choices. Sometimes life get the best of us. And you know, I talked about pulling out my 401ks that I've had in the past. So I understand when life be life and you got to do what you have to do. So I totally understand that. But it's like, in all reality, we always want to downsize when we get older. We want to cut back on different things, expenses, lifestyle, the whole kit and caboodle. But while we sitting here working and doing everything, we not trying to cut back on nothing. So it really made me sit back and think, do you really need what you have now? Because you sit here saying you don't need it for later. If I sit here and say, oh, well, when I'm retired, you know, I only need, let's throw a number out there, $4,000 to live off of. That's all I need. But while I'm working, I need 10,000. And it's like, that's a big jump. That's a real big jump. So it made me sit back and think, do you really need to work till you're 65? Are you willing to sit back and wait until the government tells you to sit down? The government tell you you can sit down at this time. It's okay now. I'll give you a little change for you to sit down. The money that you put in already throughout the years that you may not even live to even see. And it's like, why do we sit back and wait for the government again to tell us when we can sit down and rest or live life the way we want to live life? That's like that saying, oh, you'll have a good life when you die and go to heaven. Why can't you have a good life here on earth? That really rips a new one in me. It really does. But I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait until I'm 65. And I'm beginning to look at life so differently now as I'm approaching 50, because it's like, Kelly, you weren't even thinking like this a little while ago. Yeah, little things may have popped up saying, you know, Kelly, do this, do that, you know, make sure everything is good, ducks in a row, all the things, right? But it's like now that I'm ounces away from 50, it's like, so you mean I gotta do this 15 more years? I done did it this long. I gotta do it 15 more? Why? But yet you sit, and I did summer youth, so that added in a little bit. I worked little retail jobs. I started working beforehand, working after school, doing things like that. But it's not enough. I gotta keep going. Oh, I gotta keep the economy going. No, I'm ready to sit down. I'll keep the economy going, but in different things that I wanna do. I wanna live life on my terms. I want to enjoy life while these elbows don't hurt, this shoulder don't hurt. I don't need no hip replacement, rotator cuff, knee replacement. Why do I have to wait until all these different things fall apart? Why? I don't know. If y'all hear things going on in the background, I've got laundry going. You see Stink right there. She's having a good time. But We're going to keep going, keep chatting. I'm at the point where time is more valuable than money. We get dangled in our face that, oh, you work this, I'm going to give you this. And then you can do whatever you want to do, the life that you really want to live. But meanwhile, you have no time to do anything that you really want to do because you got to get the money. Then you're tired from making the money. So then you don't even really do what you really want to do. I'm looking at my retirement number now and seeing how my retirement number can do for me now. And my retirement number is without Social Security, of course, because I'm not of age. But how can I just make this number that I'm seeking to get now to live the life that I really want to live? And then in addition, you sit back and say, okay, well, if I'm living off this number right here until I get, to retirement, then I'll have my other supplementals that'll come into play. Now, I'm not sitting here saying, you got to go cold turkey and quit your job and stuff like that and all things. Retirement looks different, and I'm learning so much about how retirement actually looks. Retirement means you stop doing what you were doing before. So that can be anything. That can be just retiring from that particular job, and now you're doing something different. You're pivoting, or you're maybe going down from doing full-time to part-time, and you just make enough to make sure ends are meeting and you can have a little cushion on the side. Now, always have a cushion because you just never know what happened. Just living a more non-stressful, on edge, alarm clock waking up to life. I sit back and think about how many times has it been for me? You can let me know where you wake up, you're doing good, giving yourself some ample time to get to work. Boom, a car accident happened. Out of your control. Out of your control. Now you late. Now anxiety is happening because you know the type of management that you have, boss that you have, and now your anxiety is up. Oh my God, I can't be late. Oh my God, now I gotta explain myself. Oh, I was late because of the traffic. Who wants to work like that? I've been there before. I'll never forget, I had a boss. I had 2 male bosses, and they were white. When I still had that anxiety in me from working from previous positions, and I was like, oh my God, I'm late to work, traffic. He was like, hey, I don't care if you were half an hour late, as long as you're safe. You don't even have to call me. If an hour has passed, then that's different. 15, 30 minutes, things happen. You can give yourself so much time in advance to get to work. But you can't control the outside elements. You can't control rain. You can't control car accident. You can't control another person who might be running late and they're speeding and bobbing and weaving through traffic. I miss that manager so much because, one, he was realistic. Yes, you got to be to work on time because they're paying you to work a certain thing, but he never got bent out of shape. Never got bent out. Nowadays, you can leave in the comments on how nowadays is. Because people feel like nothing doesn't happen. You can leave so much wiggle room and it's always something. In addition to that, it's like, girl, don't get me going. Talking about the generational gaps, that's another conversation. We'll talk about that. In this season that I'm in, I'm sitting here deciding on what my plan is going to be and how I want it to look for me. As I just mentioned to you, how is it going to be in regards to why can't my number for retirement be my number now? Do I really have to live off what I have now? Why can't that number be now? Yes, we have inflation and things go up, just like someone's rent go up, your mortgage go up, because your mortgage may stay the same, but them taxes and that insurance be going up. So your mortgage be changing. I don't care if you on a fixed rate or not. Because you can't control what the taxes is. Because I know for me, I ain't got no balloon, I ain't got no inflation, I ain't got no up and down. I have a fixed rate. But at the end of the day, when them taxes go up, and if you living in a new community where they developing all around, the more your area blossoms, the more taxes you're gonna get. So sometimes it's best to even live in a area that is, already built and things like that, where not too much is going on, kind of maybe get you a nice lived in home that got some good bones. You know how that go. But we all like a little nuke. We want to start out fresh, sometimes. But baby, I'm learning. And both my homes were new. And the first home, it was new, but it was in a well-developed area already. So it was a lot that was empty for so many years, and they put the house on it, and I bought the house. So that's how that went. And my taxes didn't go up that much over there. But over here, baby, I can't even get it out. Baby. But this series right here that I'm going to be doing, sharing with you, is pretty much me documenting how I'm going to be retiring early. It's non-negotiable. I have to retire early. No, I will retire early. Now, not unless some we ain't even talking about that. We ain't bringing that in it. Nope, because that's always leaving room for the possibility. I said I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick to it. And I know there's some people that might say, wait till you see what really happens. You see what really happens. We all have different situations. Everybody's money is different. Everybody's credit is different. Everybody's spending habits is different. Everybody's discipline is different. And once you know them few little things and everything else, it don't matter. And what made me really even understand that was when I went to this event, and I showed you guys that event I went to, and one lady was saying, yeah, well, you will see when it comes, retirement is not all what you think it is. No, that was for you. Don't bring that over here. Don't bring that over here. Keep yours over there. Some people genuinely want to retire from the workforce, and they want to work on things that they really want to work on. They might want to, open up a nutrition business. They might want to open up their own business. They might want to be consultants or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Everybody has different dreams and aspirations. Some people still might just want to work, maybe work part-time and do other things. But I will be taking you on this journey. We're going to be having good conversation. We're going to be talking. This is going to be a nice little chit chat. So make sure you have your good beverage, your notepad, because at the end of the day, the same way how I'm going to be speaking from me, for those of you who are retired and who are planning to retire, if it's early or at the time of 65, 67, 62, share with me. Share with me. This is going to be our place, because there's so many people out here who are afraid to have the conversation, who want to have the conversation, may not know how to navigate the conversation, and maybe haven't even thought about the conversation. They're like, that's later. But we're going to have the conversation, and I'm going to put myself out there on Front Street because, yeah, why not? And be on the road to early retirement. And you never know. The early retirement may be earlier than what we thought. Right now we shoot 55. 55. But who knows, maybe 52. Who knows? But yeah, I'm excited. Let me know if you're excited. If you are excited, let me know in the comments. Just write excited. Like I mentioned, this series will be me documenting what I'm learning, what I'm thinking about, and figuring out along the way. Because I'm not perfect. I don't have all the answers. And I'm doing it from an empty canvas. And when I say empty canvas, meaning it's blank. We can go out and get all the information from here, look online, do this, and kind of have everything just done in one day. But then guess what? Tomorrow hits and things are different. But there's so many other things that you can do along the way within a 5-year gap, a 2-year gap, let alone a 1-year gap. There's so many things that you can do to pull yourself along to retire early. So we're doing it. We are doing it. So if you enjoyed this conversation, thumbs up, comment, subscribe. And if you know another woman over 40, a black woman over 40, who would love conversations like this, go ahead, forward it to her so she can come on in and we can have other like-minded women just like us talking about retirement, starting over, and just living our best life as a black woman over 40. And also hype it up, because when you hype it up, it brings the women in. It brings the women in. So I will catch you in our next conversation. And thank you for being here in our new series.